Another bitch, dig a ditch for a snitch in case they run their lips. Put you underground over railroads, Harriet. Fuck living once, we live every day. Cherish it. Shit like this is how the West was won, you never noticed it. Ha, yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. West was never gonna stop when it comes to this music shit. Keep a Dodger fitted on a good day. I got two of them. I lay above the brim, blowing kush smoke in the wind. All about my money, don't get between me and it. 100 on the freeway just to catch a case. Fast lane, beat the dick up with her face. High heels stay, all her clothes go to waste. Big hips, thick thighs, tattoos below the waist. Fireplace to your face from the words I say. No extinguisher can put out this type of flame. Burn your ass to the bone, leave no remains. Double cup thuggin', sipping potent, smoking propane. Motivated to the game, no Cali Wayne. Leave them girls walking funny like an ankle sprain. De Niro got a kung fu grip on the game. My lyrics, my beats, and producing, bitch, I do everything. Yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got the West was won.
This shit right here. This shit right here. This shit right here. This shit right here. Nothing, nigga, it's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga.
Money making mission I be on in the West Coast. How the West was won, probably cause we got the best smoke. Smoking like a train, make her hold it in her chest though. Not talking coke when I say she had the best blow. Ha, head show, lips glow when the lights go. Running through the streets with the product on grind mode. Trying to make more than what I spend, the vicious psycho. Thoughts running through my head, not trying to act psycho. Might go, bitch, don't call me by my government. She let me tax it all day and I ain't with the government. Rihanna type of chick, yeah, she likes to use chains and whips. Said we needed more, so she went and got another bitch. Dig a ditch for a snitch in case they run their lips. Put you underground over railroads, Harriet. Fuck living once, we live every day. Cherish it. Shit like this is how the West was won, you never noticed it. Ha, yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it.
This shit right here.
How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got it. How the West was won. Yeah, we got the West was won. Never gonna stop when it comes to this music shit. Keep a Dodger fitted on a good day. I got two of them. I lay above the brim, blowing kush smoke in the wind. All about my money, don't get between me and it. 100 on the freeway just to catch a case. Fast lane, beat the dick up with her face. High heels stay, all her clothes go to waste. Big hips, thick thighs, tattoos below the waist.
Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up, Raider Nation? It feels good to be back. CT De Niro, Real Men Are Raiders. We are here on the last pregame show of the season. Unfortunately, it's been a roller coaster ride. Me and Rundown appreciate every single one of you guys that have always tapped in before, during the halftime show, and after. Rundown's working right now, so I'm gonna try to hold it down by myself. He might be able to tap in a little bit, but for the meantime, it's just going to be me right now. And I've been MIA for a while. I've been super busy doing stuff with the website, the merch, just trying to get everything done. I do everything myself, marketing, everything, so I've been really, really busy and just kind of lost track of time. And then I took a couple days just to kind of recover and do everything. So shout out to Raider Nation, everybody that's been showing support on my posts and YouTube videos and everything like that during that downtime. I appreciate you, Tony. You a real one. You always stay tapped in. But I mean, it's bittersweet, man. It is bittersweet. It's the last game of the season. Um, I honestly thought we could beat the Colts, and I still think we could win today against Denver. Unfortunately, it's not really going to change any of the outcome for the rest of our season. Um, you know, Losing last week to the Colts, really just kind of just took the wind out of all our sails. I mean, with that elimination and us playing good and showing a lot of heart and everything. I honestly, I thought we could have maybe won one game, but seeing the inconsistency of the offense, I mean, they say defense wins championships, but I mean, we still got to be able to put up points, from going to not scoring no points, against Minnesota and then putting up 63 and then Aiden not completing the pass, only having like 92 yards or something like that, 82 yards, something against the Chiefs. It's just too much inconsistency, and it's I really don't think we would have like done anything in the playoffs anyways, like as far as like has been a real threat to any real team. Our defense maybe, but with our offense, like I said, being just so inconsistent, it kind of sucks to see, And I'm still gonna stand by what I said. I still think they should still just roll with O'Connell. We already know what Jimmy is. We already know what Hoyer is, and I don't want to see Jimmy on the field because if for whatever reason he gets hurt or anything, then we have him next year for sure. So I'm not trying to have that money tied into him. I'm not trying to have that money or that position locked down into him or anything like that, So I really don't want to see Jimmy on the field. I don't. But if AP wins this game, some people are saying, it solidifies him as the head coach. I personally don't think so. I think Mark Davis knows what he wants to do. I honestly feel like he knows what he wants to do, but he's just waiting to do it, and I think it'll be a good task for AP, if he beats Denver, because that means he's beaten every single team in our division. We beat the Chargers, he beat the Chargers, he beat the Chiefs, and he was the head coach hopefully today when we beat the Broncos. So I think it's gonna say a lot for him. I still don't know if he has the job, like if it's locked in, like that's it. AP and Champ Kelly are head coach and GM, going forward for the next few years. I don't feel like it's locked in just because everything that's going on with Harbaugh and everything that's going on, just the rumors and everything that are circulating, some people are saying that AP is going to need too much if he ends up being the head coach. He's going to need a quarterback. He's going to need an offensive coordinator. Like, dude, every single team needs that, So Wi-Fi Willie was the one saying that, like AP might not be a good head coach because he needs too many things to help him win. And it's just like, well, right now the only thing that's hurting us is our offense, and it's kind of hard to say, is it O'Connell because he's a rookie, or is it Bo Hardegree because he's a rookie? Like would Bo Hardegree's system look different with a veteran or a more experienced quarterback, or would Aiden O'Connell look better with a more experienced offensive coordinator? Unfortunately, like I don't know that answer, like I don't think anybody does because they've only had each other and they're both rookies at it. So it's hard to say, what the problem with the offense is. Whatever it is, it has to change. And I think it all starts with the play calling. Too much of what I saw from Bo Hardegree feels too much like McDaniels. Even when McDaniels was already gone, it still felt like he was back there calling some of the plays, clock management, everything like that. And some of that falls on AP too. AP, him being a head coach, he has to be a little bit more assertive, with the refs, with everything. He can't just take it on the chin because he's a rookie and he feels like maybe he might not know what he's talking about, whatever. Like, man, take the chance, like take the chance and throw a challenge flag or something like that, or talk to the refs about a call or something like that. Like we're gonna need that kind of assertiveness in the future. Like he can't just sit back and do what he did, in the last game and been like, oh well, the other coach went over there and he said something to him real quick, and like, nah, man, you got to be a head coach, you got to be a leader of your team, like you can't be scared of the black and whites and stuff like that, so I think every single team is going to need, a good quarterback and a good offensive coordinator and a good head coach and everything like that. But my whole point with Antonio Pierce is that he's able to get the most out of this team, out of these players. The defense, I think the offense is, at times was playing really, really good. And I think for what he's done with this team, like it not being a really good team at the start of the season, and with all the mistakes I think that we made picking up people like Garoppolo and stuff like that, like it really showed throughout the season that those weren't the right picks. They weren't the answers. They weren't the long term answers. Nothing like that. Especially McDaniels. I never liked that decision for him to be a head coach since the beginning. So this offseason is going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I know a lot of people want the job for a head coach and everything like that, but um at the end of the day, I mean the team and the Raiders, the team spoke out and they all said they want Antonio Pierce. So I honestly think that, like we got to roll with Antonio Pierce. I don't think um I don't think Mark Davis can make the same mistake twice. If he brings in another head coach, if he brings in Harbaugh or whatever, the defense and Patrick Graham are probably Patrick Graham for sure is probably gone. Because he's a defensive minded person, he's a defensive minded head coach. He's gonna want to run the defense his way. And right now, the way Patrick Graham has been able to get these players to this defense to play, with not really going into the season with like a lot of names or like superstar players that were standing out besides Max Crosby. Like we lost Chandler Jones, we got Spillane. A lot of people were real objective to Spillane. I heard he wasn't good in coverage. Then he comes over here and he gets, a interception like 2 weeks in a row. You know what I'm saying? I think he got like 3 or 4 on the season, so for what this defense was at the beginning of the year, for what we felt they could have did and put more money into the defense, for what Patrick Graham has done. Like I've said it so many times, I do not want to lose anything on the defense. I don't want to lose nothing on the defense, so if we can really find a way to get, a good offensive coordinator and make a really smart decision in this draft and get a really good quarterback, I think this team, even with Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham and the pieces that we got, I don't think we need to get rid of pieces, in order to get better. I think we just need a couple pieces here and there, especially like at the coaching positions, the offensive coordinator. I think we really just need improvements at those positions, and we'll see a drastic change in this team. If we got to keep this everything about this defense locked in together. That's including Patrick Graham. That's including Antonio Pierce with the linebackers. Everything about this defense. We cannot lose anything. We can't lose anything from this defense. We just need to add to it. We need to add to it. And when I say not lose anything, I'm not saying like players. There might be some players that we can get rid of here and there that aren't really contributing the way they should be, or they've been on the team for a number of years already and they haven't really shown, that they're that starting caliber material. So if we can just keep like the core of this defense together, if we can really keep the core of this defense together, I really think that we can we can be a really good team next year. Like I said, especially if we do something smart in the draft, especially if we do something um smart with our coordinator and everything like that. I really feel that this team has what it takes to be really competitive next year. I mean, look at the teams that we beat this year. We beat the Chiefs, we held the Dolphins to 20. We only lost by a touchdown. There was the Vikings. It was a shitty game. We didn't score anything, but they only scored 3 points. These last few weeks we've held teams that are pretty good teams to under 20 points. I think ever since Antonio Pierce has come on, we've held teams to under 20 points. So I don't want to lose anything on the defense. I really don't. I don't want to lose the defense. I want a better quarterback. I want a better offensive coordinator. I really want us to do something smart in the draft. And I've said it before. I'm not opposed to trading Adams. I'm not opposed to trading Adams, and I know it sounds bad, and I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want him on the team, but if if we can get a better draft pick, and if we can get more draft capital, and he doesn't want to be here because we're going to have a rookie quarterback, and that's exactly what he didn't want. Like, he came here to play with Derek Carr, so that um I've said it before. I feel like we're kind of wasting his career. Him being the talent that he is, the wide receiver that he is, and like, yeah, he broke 1,000 yards, but it's like he barely broke it. It was like a quiet 1,000 yards for Devontae Adams this season, and I mean, if we can get a good quarterback, and Adams wants to stay and help, be part of that, and build around and everything like that, then hell yeah, I'm all for him staying here and everything. But if he really wants to go, then I say we find a team that's going to give us good draft picks and a good player, a really good player. Like, I saw some stupid ass trade proposal out there. It was a first, a second, and a third, and Zach Wilson. And so we get that from the Jets, and then the Jets get Devontae Adams. Like, yeah, nah, I'm good on anything with Zach Wilson. I'm good. But it sucks that it's the last game of the season. It's bittersweet, but it's gonna be a really exciting offseason. Um, I feel we have if we make the right decisions, we have nowhere but up to go. This team could only get better. And I think the one of the biggest mistakes that we can make is hiring Jim Harbaugh. Not saying that him coming to the Raiders and being the head coach would be a mistake, like if he's not a good head coach, but it would be a mistake as far as everything that this team has put together, and like the chemistry and the nucleus and really the core of this team. Everything that they've done this year is gonna just go away. It's just gonna go away. And there's nothing really else there's no really better way to say it, but I mean, I don't think, at least I don't feel like Antonio Pierce will go back to being the linebackers coach. Hopefully he will. But even if he did want to, would Harbaugh keep him as a linebackers coach? And like that's where it starts to get iffy. Will Harbaugh keep Patrick Graham? Like, who's he gonna get rid of? Who's he gonna want to bring in? What kind of quarterback is he gonna want? Like, I don't know. I think it's this too much. There's too much going on that it's opportunity for it's the risk don't equal the reward. It's going to be a total rebuild, and it's going to be at least like another 3 to 5 years before this team does anything. With when as opposed to right now, I honestly feel if we keep Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham, then all we got to do is just pick up important pieces that are possible this offseason and be really competitive next year. Because I mean, if Antonio Pierce can beat everybody in our division, and it's been so long since we've like beat the Chiefs in their house, and like actually been competitive against the Chiefs and everything like that. I mean, you got to look at what this team has done the last half of this season. The way the defense has come together, and I don't know if it was a fluke or not, because O'Connell couldn't complete any passes the following week, but putting up 63 points, most in franchise history. Like I think a lot of that, the defense has just carried us, this last half of the season, and the offense hasn't really like matched it, It hasn't really matched it. We took advantage of all of our turnovers and everything in the Charger game, but as far as everything else, like not completing any passes, I think he had like 6 completions the whole game against Kansas City, for us to still come out with a win. It's just all defense. It's all defense. What up, Nutty Raider Nate? Glad to see you back on the scene, man. Good to see you. Last game of the season. A little bittersweet, but I mean, it's dope too because it's in Vegas, last game in Vegas, and division rival. I think we started off playing the Broncos, and now we're gonna end the season playing the Broncos. Hopefully, Stidham. I still think Stidham is starting. Double check, but hopefully Stidham don't go off and want to get revenge against us. I mean, I don't see why he should. We don't got the dude that let him go anymore. So showing Antonio Pierce running out the tunnel for the last time, maybe. Hopefully not. Where's the trying to see who's starting? All right, here we go. So yeah, I had a feeling Jacobs wasn't going to be playing after that one game he had, and he didn't come back. And the running backs have been playing the way they were, and we haven't really been missing Jacobs back there. That sucks that we're not going to see him one last game in a Raider uniform because I honestly don't think he's coming back. So it doesn't say if Russell Wilson's playing or if Stidham is playing. But the last thing I heard was Broncos benched Russell Wilson because he didn't want to take a pay cut or he didn't want to restructure his contract. So from what I know, Stidham is going to be starting. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. It's Devontae Adams and Stidham right there. Yeah. I think Jacobs is gone. It sucks too, man. It sucks too. That eight looked good. That eight looked good. But like I said, I honestly feel like if we keep AP, it's nowhere to go but up for this team. And I still think it's nowhere to go but up. But if we get hardball and we make all those changes, it's just gonna be there's gonna be so many moving pieces that it's gonna take a while for all that dust to settle. From a new head coach, probably a new GM. We're looking at new coordinators, new staff, everything like that. Just all those moving pieces. It's going to take a while for all that dust to settle. And like I said, I honestly see it taking us like at least 3 years before we're back, maybe like 2 to 3 years. So we're back to, being competitive, at least as far as our defense, like right now. I think it's going to take a year or two for them to get the hang of a new defensive system and structure and everything like that. Whereas opposed if you just keep AP, new quarterback, new offensive coordinator, little pieces here and there, new playbook, stuff like that. It's I think it's more opportunity for it to be a better season for us with AP. And I always said, give him 3 years with a 2 year out. If he doesn't do what you want him to do in that 2 years, give him a draft and an off season, and then give him one more season with those draft picks and that, and another offseason. See what he can do with that and another draft. And if there's improvement, we should be in the playoffs the next 2 years, and if that's what it is, okay, cool. Then he gets another addition, or he gets years added on to his contract. But I wouldn't give him just 1 year. Like, that's too much pressure for a coach, like, oh shit, it's like being an interim all over again, like you only got 1 year to prove yourself. Like, nah, man, like give him 3 years, give him a 3-year contract, with an outing after 2, and give him 2 years and see what he can do with this team, and see how far he can go with this team fighting for him the way they are, because I honestly think it's nothing but up with AP. It's honestly think it's nothing but up. But I'm gonna get myself ready for this game. Nutty Nate, I appreciate you for tapping in, man. Tapping back in. I'm glad to see you back on the scene, dude. For real. Hope all is good with you and yours over there. Raider Nation, you already know what it is. CT Dinero, Real Men Are Raiders. Let's get it one last time in Vegas. One last time on the season. Raiders. Let's get this dub, baby. You already know what it is. Just win, baby. Be back at halftime with Raider Rundown and after the game, so y'all come tap back in. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.